Look, I'm telling you, you're in no position to bargain.
I'm free. That's my leverage. And we both know what it's worth.
Don't overestimate your importance.
I won't play games with you, Scorpio.
Listen, you called me, remember?
Yes, with an offer you don't dare refuse.
An offer? All I can hear is a demand.
Dusty's nothing but bait to catch me. We both know that. Well, let him go.
In exchange for what? Your promise that we'll do lunch?
Do you want to convict an innocent man?
No, a guilty woman.
Then give me your word Dusty won't be prosecuted.
Even if I did, it wouldn't necessarily hold true.
And I'd always heard Robert Scorpio kept his promises.
Yeah, well, this wouldn't be mine to keep. You want to cut a deal? You talk to the U.S. attorney. He'll tell you the same thing. Dusty's fate will be decided by the legal process and nothing more.
Justice will not be served if he's sent to prison.
You have evidence to present in this case?
Yes.
Well, why don't we meet face to face?
I have your guarantee I'll walk away afterward? I have no intention of going to prison.
Not even if it means keeping Dusty out. Look, it's just a matter of time, Elena.
Before what? I turn myself in?
All right, catch you.
Don't flatter yourself.
You want to make things a lot easier for yourself and Dusty? Just tell me where you are.
Oh, yes, you'd like that, wouldn't you?
The government will take into consideration the fact that you voluntarily gave yourself up. And it'll be far more likely to believe you about Dusty. But if I've got to drag you in, you're not going to get a single break, my dear. That I can guarantee you.
Scorpio, you're a fool.
Yeah, but I'm not going to prison or sending an innocent victim in my place.
You're convicting Dusty, not me.
And you'll be joining him, Elena, because I'm going to get you. Sooner or later. One way or another.
Never.
Yeah, we're both veteran agents. You've been here before. You know as well as I do you haven't got a chance.
Ah, yes, the good cop routine. The hard case couldn't convince me, so now I get the sympathetic friend. Well, they can both go to hell.
How are you going to escape, Elena? The borders are closed. Your face is in every post office in the country, not to mention airports, train, bus stations, stuff like that. Even the harbors. Swarming with agents. They're just waiting for you to show up. Come on. Do us a big favor. Try and get away. We're going to bust you before you've taken 2 steps.
Will you forget about me for 1 minute and just concentrate on Dusty?
Dusty's out of my hands now, but you aren't.
I didn't phone you to strike a deal for myself.
Too bad. Because that's your only alternative. You're a marked woman. Coming from the cold while you still can.
It's too late. I can't give myself up.
Why not? You obviously thought about this, otherwise you wouldn't have bothered to call.
I called to help Dusty.
The best thing that you can do for him is to turn yourself in.
I suppose I was wrong.
About what?
You? I'd always heard you were an honest agent.
Save the sob story for somebody who'll believe it.
You know, in this business, even the best reputations are slightly tarnished. But yours doesn't have a spot on it. Robert Scorpio never went after an innocent man. Until now.
Look, it's been nice chatting with you, but after all, I do have a hearing to it.
Just wait. All right? It was all my fault. I'm to blame for everything. The entire Mount Rushmore scheme, all of it.
What about the cold-blooded murders of those WSB agents?
That, too. I was behind everything.
You must be real happy with yourself.
The one thing I couldn't live with would be seeing Dusty put away.
Then better get used to the idea.
Look, what do I have to do to convince you I'm telling the truth?
A hell of a lot more than giving me one good phone
call. You have my word, Dusty is innocent.
We both know what your word's worth.
Look, why would I lie about something like that?
If you're on the up and up, you tell me where you are. Or at least give me a number where I can reach you.
I've already talked too long.
Elena, don't hang up. I want to hear your whole story.
Yeah, well, you have someone else trace the call? No, thanks. We'll talk later, all right? Just be in the lobby of the Acorn Building at 4th and Halibut in exactly 1 hour. I'll contact you there.
You'll show up in person?
Jay? Any idea what's going on?
No idea at all. But I don't like it. Something broke in this case, and the way the Scorpio dashed out of here, chances are it's not in our favor.
Why did the prosecutor ask me to go to the stand?
He just wanted to establish that the satchel was in Dusty's hotel, and we were the only one that could positively put it there.
Well, I did a lot more than that.
What do you mean?
Dusty's furious at me.
How could you tell?
He would hardly look at me when I sat down.
You told the truth, Terry. That's all you could do.
I just hope he agrees with that.
I just keep thinking about Melissa.
Melissa? What about Melissa?
Well, I don't know, but for some very strange reason, I'm really worried about her.
Well, stop worrying about her. She can take care of herself.
I wish I could say that about Dusty. I mean, what is Robert up to anyway?
I don't know, but whatever it is with Robert, it's on the level. He's tough, but he's fair, and he always plays straight.
Well, he's playing it a little too close to the vest right now. If he doesn't show his cards on the table soon, the judge is going to pull a plug on this whole game.
Here's your water. Oh, thanks. Listen, have you heard anything about Robert yet?
No, but I'll see what I can find out from Shawnee.
Okay.
Well, you guys certainly know how to keep things from getting dull around here.
Yeah, that's true. How's Dusty doing? Poor guy must be sweating bullets by now.
He's not the only one. Scorpio's just about running out of time. Well, finally, would you mind telling us what...
Request an immediate adjournment.
What?
Now.
What reason do I give?
I've got a line on an important new witness. Someone's going to bust the case wide open.
The judge is going to love this. Your Honor, could we approach the bench?
This better be good, Counselor.
Get over to police headquarters. I've just called Lewis. He's got some maps of the area there to give you.
Okay, what do you want me to do with them?
Bring him by the office.
Right.
Go.
Elena?
Is her on the phone?
Why the hell would she surface now?
She's worried about the kid over here.
Just as we suspected that.
Hoped for anyway. All we need now is to get her to show her face.
Well, at least we know she's still around.
This is the break we've been waiting for.
Without this adjournment, Your Honor, I don't see how we can proceed.
Your Honor, the government has to proceed. Unless, of course, the prosecution is willing to admit he has no case.
Frankly, Mr. Fraser, you haven't exactly given me a wealth of information as to why you need this delay.
You yourself said our only purpose here is to gather evidence. Perhaps the most critical piece of evidence of this entire hearing hinges on this adjournment, Your Honor.
Dusty, I never meant it.
For all we know, Lena could be setting up for a hit.
Thought I'd crossed my mind.
All right, then what are we going to do about it?
Take the chance. It's worth it just to flush her out.
Well, you certainly got to do that alone.
Oh, I hadn't planned on it.
Right. So I'm your backup.
Good. Now, all we need is to get that adjournment.
Well, if it isn't the two best friends any hot reporter ever had, got any more hot scoops you're not willing to tell me again?
Only one. You know about that already.
Really, what's that?
I can't go into it right now. But you and I are going to have to sit down and have a little chat. By the way, you look great.
What's the topic of discussion?
HTI and what you and your quartermain buddies are trying to do to it.
As usual, I haven't the slightest idea what you're talking about. Excuse me, I think I will console my friend Terry.
After careful consideration, I've decided to grant the government's motion for an adjournment. This hearing will reconvene tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
All rise. Let's go.
There's no answer. I'm sure she's okay. But why wouldn't she answer the phone?
Melissa's grounded. You know she's not supposed to leave the house.
Oh, Bobby, she's probably outside in the garden, you know, tanning or something.
Oh, I hope you're right. Jake won't be much longer with Dusty.
It doesn't matter anyway. Dusty's not going to see me.
I think it's awfully odd that he didn't say anything to you after the judge adjourned the hearing.
Yeah, he barely glanced at me.
Jake will straighten everything out.
If I could just have 5 minutes with him, you know, I could make him understand. Jake, what did you say? Will you see me?
Sorry. Well, we better get going. My goodness, I seem to have left my brief inside that room. Terry, would you get it for me? Make it quick. The car's going to be here any minute.
I'm gonna come for the briefcase. Jake left it. I just, wanted to say I'm sorry. I really am. I told the judge what I knew. If you can forgive me.
I can forgive you. I can forgive you for telling the truth. But I'll never forgive you for doing what you did to Elena.
I didn't lie.
You did. I heard you. You said that she called me on the telephone.
She did.
She did not. Elena didn't make me do a thing.
Dusty, you don't realize that she's been calling you.
Terry, you have hated her from day one. But I never thought you'd stoop as low as this.
I was only trying to help.
Yeah. You're just like all the rest. You just want to see her destroyed, don't you?
She tried to destroy you.
Oh, you're crazy.
Dusty, I love you. You gotta believe me. I would never do anything to hurt you. I know what I saw. And I saw you leave the room with that satchel. Immediately after Elena called. She has been controlling your mind.
Guard! Ready to go?
Dusty. Please.
First time in my life the prison is looking better over time.
Good job.
Chief Lou's had them all ready for me.
All right, let's
Okay,
get to
now
it
listen.
then.
I want you to circle every hallway, stairwell, fire escape, whatever. Anything that could provide cover for a sniper.
You know, Robert, I know this Acorn building and its lobby fairly well. There are a lot of perfect places for an ambush, do you not?
A lot of perfect places. Piece of cake.
Oh, yeah, piece of cake for Elena. She'll have no problem picking you off. You nuts?
Yeah, there's something about this. It doesn't quite sit right.
What doesn't sit right?
I don't know. It's too easy. Look, to date, she's never done what's expected of her. She knows we're going to be on the lookout for an ambush. It's too obvious.
Yeah, but maybe she is so smart that she knows we're thinking that is going to go ahead with the obvious play anyway.
Why don't you go meet her?
No. I'll be right behind you.
Yeah, you take the lead at the first sound of gun. And you got the gun?
Got the gun. No worries.
Well, Robert, I just remembered I got a telephone message from the Toledo Police Department. It's from a detective, something.
Get him back on the line. This must be that rush, isn't it?
Maybe they finally have something for us. Felicia, while you're on the phone, call HDI for me, too. Huh?
What do you want to know?
Ask Culpepper if Von Schuler has turned up yet. Huh?
Right.
Wonder what the dragon lady has up her sleeve this time.
We'll find out soon enough.
Yeah, it'd be nice to avoid surprises for once.
We have to anticipate Elena's every move. What we don't know might kill us.
Yeah.
So much for Toledo.
What does that have to say?
Well, on the day that Roche was murdered, Dusty was in town.
What?
He and Terry were performing in Toledo.
And he decided to make a solo appearance?
Well, you're not saying... You don't think Dusty would kill a WSB agent?
I don't know what Elena could possibly get him to do.
You know, Fraser's going to jump for joy if we can produce evidence linking Dusty to Rush's death. It's going to be a whole different ballgame in that court.
The judge would almost certainly hold him over for trial.
Yeah, and Dusty will certainly do time, mind control or not.
I don't believe this. Dusty's not the type. If he's a killer, then I'm...
You're what?
dead.
I don't get that connection, Felicia.
Neither do I. Look, do you know something?
I'm sure there's an explanation for this.
All right, let us be the judge of that.
Come on, what are you holding back?
Well, one day I walked in on him at the brownstone and he had a bunch of bullets.
And?
But I don't think Elena could have that much control over him. You can't get somebody to kill someone over the phone, can you?
Phone. That's it.
What?
That's it. In the lobby of the Acorn building are 2 payphones. She is not going to meet with you.
She's going to call.
Right. Best way to keep contact without blowing your cover.
Call up the PCPD. Tell them I want to call Trace. Tell them to have someone standing by.
Well, how will they get your number? You can't call them. You'll be talking to me.
I'll call you and get it to you. Robert! We're going to need this.
Look, my hour's almost up. We better get to the Acorn building. We have a date with a lady who's playing very hard to get.
See you later. Bank of phones around the corner. Everything seems to be all right, huh?
So far.
Yeah, I've always hated standing around waiting for a female to call.
This one has a novel way of rejecting you. She bumps you off.
Oh, have to admire a lady for making a clean break.
You know, I wish I knew more about Elena.
Well, she's a talented, experienced agent.
Cool under pressure.
Yeah, knows how to put together a major operation.
Apparently committed to world peace.
Now, that's something we should never forget. Even though her motives are honorable, her methods leave a lot to be desired.
We can be pretty sure she's working alone, I think.
Unless she decides to bring Barrett along for the ride.
Finally, we know that Elena's willing to risk arrest just to protect Dusty.
Yeah, her Achilles heel.
And this is the first time she's acted like a human being rather than a cold, hard agent. Dusty is the way to get to Elena.
Yeah. And if she calls, we'll get each and every word on tape.
That was a good idea. It may give us a clue as to where the call's coming from, background noise, stuff like that.
Yeah. Hang on. Don't answer it. Don't answer it. On business, old buddy. Listen, I will call Felicia, have her alert the police. They'll start the trade.
Hello?
Right on time. I hope you'll continue to cooperate.
I was under the impression that you'd meet me here.
I said I'd contact you. I hope you didn't waste too much time preparing for an ambush. There won't be one.
Now, you tell me. I mean, this suit of armor I'm wearing is a killer, not to mention the heat and all.
I'm glad you're enjoying yourself.
Oh, I'm having a great old time here. I just love being dragged out of hearings and sent all over town in a wild goose chase. Listen, what sort of game are we playing? Why bother to disrupt court proceedings if you have no intention of giving yourself up?
It's no game. I am trying to convince you that Dusty is innocent.
Only one way to do that. If you truly want to help Dusty, you're going to have to put in an appearance yourself. Otherwise, your boy is facing one lengthy prison term.
But you can't send him to jail. He's not guilty of anything.
Then tell that to the judge. In person. And while you're at it, you can explain how Dusty happened to be in Toledo on the very day that WSB agent Rush was murdered, and don't claim he was only performing. I mean, I have a witness who swears she saw Dusty with a box of bullets the day before.
That's true.
Dusty killed Rush?
He was in Toledo, but he didn't shoot Rush. I swear he didn't.
Who did?
Investigate the case. You won't have much trouble figuring it out.
If I do, I'll turn up evidence proving Dusty is the killer.
But he isn't. Look, I don't know what else to say to you. Dusty never hurt a soul in his life. He's incapable of violence.
Unlike you.
I have to get off this line. I know you're tracing the call, but for God's sake, Scorpio, don't prosecute an innocent man. You'll never forgive yourself.
Did you get it?
I don't know. We're still trying to trace it. Let's just hope that Elena stayed on the line long enough. Joe. Nothing. Police needed 10 more seconds to trace that call. She hung up just in the nick of time.
Lady knows what she's doing.
You know, this day's been a total wash for me. It's only gonna get worse, too.
Well, I don't know about that. You've got a recording of the conversation. Might prove useful. What else is bugging you?
Felicia also called HTI for me. Seems that the Quartermains have called an emergency board meeting. I'm sure they're not going to give out an award for long service to the company.
Do whatever you've got to.
Yeah, well, what about Elena?
Look, all we have to go on at the moment is this recording here. I'll review that.
Yeah.
That's going to take time. You go about your business.
I suppose I'll have to.
Elena has given us a golden opportunity here. I'm not about to blow it.
Yeah, but we're going to have to come up with something for Fraser.
Tell him full steam ahead. It's more important than ever now that we press for Dusty's indictment.
And lure Elena.
Yeah. She thinks we're going to send her golden-haired boy into the slammer. Well, if she really is convinced of that, she may make another move to rescue him.
And when she does, we'll be waiting for her.
And this time, she ain't about to slip through our fingers.